and welcome. Today we're going to go ahead and unbox and install the Ender 3 Pro that I ended up getting from Micro Center. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So I went ahead and I went to Micro Center and I got me one of those Ender 3 Pros for $99. If you haven't seen that video, it'll be somewhere around here. I'll show you how to get that discount from $200 to $99. So just take advantage of that. So today we're gonna go ahead and unbox it, see what is in it, and then we'll go and install it, okay? And assemble it. So we got the instructions. We'll put those to the side so we can reference them. I've never put together an Ender 3. The only one that I've ever put together was a Creality CR10. The FL Sun Q5 that I actually got, I bought used, so it was already all put together. The only one before this one was the CR10 that I bought, that it was brand new and I went and put it together. So this is the first time that I'll put an Ender 3 together. Get the receipt to the side, very important, just in case. So if you did buy a Ender 3 or any kind of a 3D printer from Micro Center, there is a $10 off of filament, their inland filament. I haven't used any of it yet, so I don't know how it'll work. I'll go ahead and put a, once I use it, I'll review it and I'll put a video so you guys know. But their filament is about $17, $18. Some of them are 22. The PLA Plus are like $22. And you get a $10 off a coupon if you buy a printer from there. So what I did is I bought the printer, took the printer out to my car, opened it, got the coupon out of it, went back in the store, and then I got me a roll of filament for $8. So you know, I would recommend that you do the same thing. You know, especially for me, I gotta drive about an hour and a half or an hour to get to a Micro Center here in the Atlanta area. So I went ahead and took advantage of it while I was there. All right, so let's get the packaging off. We have the board, the screen. I always like putting all the packaging back in there. Like you know, I was military, so you know, even after you retire, you like to move a lot. We moved here not too long ago, so I always try to keep all the boxes, the original packaging for all these 3D printers and lasers and anything else that I might buy. So it's a good thing just to keep everything back in the box, or put everything back in the box as you are taking stuff out, and then save it in a very good spot. Just in case, you never know. Also, if you're gonna return it, if there's any issues with it and you're gonna return it, Micro Center tells you that you must bring it in with all the original packaging. You got the bed, so you don't get on any of those cables. Have the homing and the motor. We have the board. I will be installing a Big Tree Tech smart sensor on this. So I just got to get through there and take everything all out and plug it in, and we'll get through that on a different video. second layer. Here you have some little bit of PLA filament, power cord, the roller wheels, the filament. The other part for the filament support, more legs. The bolts and nuts and screws, motor, the scraper. Now I don't know what's going on with with Creality. They send this small scrapers with it. I'm going to show you the one that I got with the FL Sun. See what the difference is. So you know, I prefer this one because you know, when you're doing bigger prints, you want more space on your scraper. Take it all off, but you know, it is what it is. And that'll be it. Let me go ahead and put everything back like it was. And I'm gonna leave this open so I can put all these bags and everything that I start taking stuff out of them, put them all back in there. I don't know why, but I like keeping this on it, the cover. This is one of my OCD things. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna need the base. We're gonna need these legs, the double legs. Got 1, 2 legs, screw, put all that back in there. Now these legs, there's a certain way of doing this, okay? You have, this leg right here has 2 holes in the bottom, side to side, and this one only has 1 on each side. 1 on each side, right here. Now per the instructions, the 2 holes, the shorter side of it, goes on the left side as you are looking at the printer with the bolts coming out from the bottom, okay? The right one, the 2 holes that you have in there are gonna go to the inside and on the right side as you're looking at the printer. So the holes are gonna be closer to your base, your build plate, and the holes are going to be, the shorter side is going to be towards the bottom of the printer. All right, so we'll go ahead and get that done. All right, so I went ahead and took all the little screws and tools out of the bag, just so I can have them all laid out, all nice and neat, organized. So the screws that we're going to use on here are the longer ones. The ones that are in, you got 4 pieces of them. Actually, you have 5, but you're going to use 4 pieces on this one, on this part. 4, put that there. We'll see which one is the Allen wrench, so we're ready. The thicker one. Again, the 2 holes that are side by side are going to go on the left side of your printer, and then they are going to go down towards the bottom of your printer. So they're going to go through the hole with the screw up, and you're going to screw it into it. The other side is going to be the holes towards your bed, and the shorter gap is the one that is going to go down. Alright, so for step 2, we're going to need the screen, the M5x8. If you look at the instructions, it'll tell you which screws you actually need. And then in the bag, I'm going to show you. In the bag, you can kind of see the numbers on there. M5x8. So if you're not sure, you have that guide for yourself. So you're gonna need 2 of these M5x8s. Make sure you keep the rest of them in the bag so that way you know when you need 2 more during the install. And then you're gonna need the power. And then we're also going to need 2 M4x20s. So these are the M4x20s. It says it on there. Okay? And then we install the power. Now, very important, there's a switch on here that you have to set up for 120 or 230. It's right here. From factory, it comes as 230. So if you are in the US or anywhere else that uses 120, you gotta make sure you switch that to 120 before you install it. So just use the screwdriver and then move it to 115. the next piece that you're gonna need is in the bag where the filament is. Put that to the side. This L looking one, looks like an L. And then it's gonna go like an upside down L, like a, in this rail right here. Alright, so the next step includes the rod. Take it out of the sleeve. This little motor or drive. And then we need the 2M4 by 18 right here. So on the back side, on this side, it's gonna go hanging right there with the screws. Then we're gonna go ahead and put the rod right here and tighten those screws. All right, so for the next step, we can go ahead and get the printer out of the way. And we're gonna need this drive, one of these two arms, and two of the M4x16. One, two. Yeah, so this one's stripped. It's pretty weak actually. I'm gonna use one of these other ones, and then if I need to use it again, I need to be very careful with that one. So when you're doing this, make sure you don't cross thread them. There we go. Yeah, so make sure that you don't cross thread them and don't push too much pressure on them, because they'll strip pretty quickly, pretty easily. All right, so for the next step, we'll go ahead and bring the printer closer to us. Try not to grab it with this, like I'm doing. Then we're gonna get the leg with the nozzle down, just looking up. And rubber right in there with the wheels. Next step is to put the other wheels that are gonna go on the up and down, the C direction. We'll put them right here with two more of those M416s. I'm gonna try to see if I can use that one now that I stripped, since this is a little easier. Next piece we're gonna get is right here. It's in this bag. And it's gonna go on the other side of this. Again, we want to loosen it up. Just like I did the other one, for me the easiest way to do this is just to put them in the configuration that needs to go, and then just slide it in. So the next thing that we need to do is get the belt. I'm going to go ahead and install it. Look at the head where the driver is. You see that it has a wheel inside of it. You stick it in through this end. Make sure the teeth of the belt are with the teeth of the drive. Pass it back down. Okay, remove the head. Stick the belt in there. Now on the other end, make sure it's flat. Make sure it's under the wheels. keep pushing. Comes out at the other end. You have to do the guide wheel. You pull the whole thing out. Since we already have the other side connected, you can kind of tighten it pretty good. And then work your way to work the belt. We'll loosen this up a little bit. Slide it down. Loosen it up a little bit more. All right, moving now. We can kind of work. Get enough space. Under the nipple, and then back up into the slot. And we'll push it in, and that'll be it. So you have the two slots in there. You have the two ends of the belts up to the little teeth of the driver, and then in the wheel back here, and then back around. Make sure that you are under these wheels, and then we'll just go ahead and adjust it. Just pull a tiny bit, and then just tighten it down. Don't over pull it, just tiny bit. See that it's moving, and then tighten it down. So for the next step, you gotta make sure that the bottom tube and the wires are behind, and you're just gonna go ahead and make sure your legs up here are going into your wheels. Same thing in here, in this little slot, and then you have to make sure that your screw is going into this guide screw is going into this gold nut. That is the one that's gonna move it up and down. So work the legs in, work these legs in. Once you get all of that lined up, you're gonna go ahead and work on the screw. You're gonna grab it once it's in there, grab it at the bottom and just turn it so it goes down. Now turn it right down here. So it goes down. And now it's moving freely. All right, so the next step that we have is go ahead and put the bar up here. I want to go ahead and move this down as far as I can, or at least to make sure it's all nice and clear. Everything is, easy to reach. So we'll move this down. And then we'll need this bar. We'll need 4 pieces of the M525 right here, M525. And then we'll screw it in up here. And we'll go ahead and get this profile covers. And put one on each end. Alright, so for the next step, we just gotta go ahead and put the filament holder. Tighten it. Then we'll get 2 of the M5x8s. Screws, and then the 2 nuts that come that are by themselves. Put the screws inside. Put the T-nuts on there. And then your filament is going to be looking towards the back. You want to put it somewhat left because it's going to go in here. Filament is going to route through here. You want to try to put it as left as you can. As far left as you can. Good to go. Now make sure you move it left and right, make sure it's not gonna pop out. And now we just gotta work on the wiring. Alright, so we start with the 2 obvious ones. Make sure it's not looping in through any other wires. It's not interrupting the way that wire is supposed to be routed. And you're gonna go ahead and secure red and black the only way it can go. Okay? Have your power on there. Alright, so you gotta make sure you look underneath it. Some of these wires are routed the wrong way because they're there for storage. So you just gotta make sure that you pull this one wire. This one has an E, an X, and another X. And that will now give you enough wiring to go ahead and wire everything out. Okay? All right. So now we go with the X 3-prong, and you have an X, what is this? 6-prong. And then an E 6-prong. So according to the instructions, all right, so the E one goes into the extruder drive. The X 6-prong goes into the X drive. Then you have another X 3-prong. Alright, and then you have this X 3-prong one that goes into the casing of your homing device over here. Then you have another one down here, which is the C one. This one goes into this home device as well. Okay. Then we have another C in the back here that goes into this drive, the C drive down here. Make sure everything else is plugged in. And the last thing that we have is this EXP3. If you look on the board, on your control board, there's a EXP1, EXP2, EXP3. You're gonna hook this rainbow color one into that EXP3. Just make sure you check all the wires underneath, make sure that they're not gonna get stuck on anything. Rerouting if you need to. Alright, so we gotta make sure that once we get all the wires set up, we'll go ahead and use some zip ties, make sure that they're out of the way. Make sure, like I said before, there's to make sure that they're not getting caught into anything. So on the bottom, I'm just gonna put all these wires together. If you see right here, all these wires, I want to go ahead and zip them all tight together, just to make sure nothing gets stuck with anything. I want to leave this one. I don't want to leave that one free. So we'll make sure that we get every single one of these wires down here. We'll go ahead and snip those ends off. This one is good down here. I don't think there's anything gonna be catching onto it. But if you want to, you can never be too safe. We'll go ahead. Okay, so for the moment of truth, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and move some of the axis. All right, so X is good. Y. Good. Try C. Okay, so they're all moving. We'll try the extruder out. Okay, we'll go ahead and work on that later. So let's get it out to home. Just while you're doing this, just look at your wires and your cables and make sure that everything is staying out of the way. Like I see a possible issue over here with this wire catching this level nut over here. So I'll look at it and see how I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that it's cleared up. All right, so we are there. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was pretty easy for you to put together the Ender 3 Pro. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. I've never actually used an Ender 3 Pro, so I'll give it a try and I'll do a review on it. I'm also gonna do a review on the Inland Micro Center PLA. So stand by for that. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like.